Welcome to another show, another sad day, where we have to mourn the death and celebrate the life of yet another beloved actor, Eugene Allen Hackman.
All right, Popeye's here. Get your hands on your heads. Get off the bar and get on the wall. Come on, move. Move. Come on, sweetheart, move.
I think these two men should be safe here with you now till they can get a fair trial.
Who is it, Superman?
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
The line's long for the great actors I've been able to work with, really is. But I would say probably Gene was the best actor that I'd ever worked with.
Gene Hackman was born January 30th, 1930. He was an American actor in a career that spanned over 4 decades. He received 2 Academy Awards, 2 British Academy Film Awards, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. Hackman's 2 Academy Award wins were for Best Actor for his role as Jimmy Popeye Doyle in William Friedkin's action thriller The French Connection, and for Best Supporting Actor for his role as villainous sheriff in Clint Eastwood's Western film Unforgiven. He was Oscar nominated for 3 roles, that of Buck Barrow in the crime drama Bonnie and Clyde, a college professor in the drama I Never Sang for My Father, and an FBI agent in the historical drama Mississippi Burning. Hackman gained further fame for his portrayal of Lex Luthor in Superman and its sequels, Superman 2 and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Let's look at his early life and military service. Eugene Allen Hackman was born in San Bernardino, California, U.S., the son of Eugene Ezra Hackman and Anna Lydia Hackman. He had a brother named Richard. Hackman had Pennsylvania, Dutch, English, and Scottish ancestry. His mother was born in Sarina, Ontario, Canada. Hackman's family moved frequently, finally settling in Danville, Illinois, where they lived in the house of his English-born maternal grandmother, Beatrice. His father operated the printing press for the Commercial News, a local newspaper. Hackman said he had decided at age 10 that he wanted to become an actor. His parents divorced when he was 13, and his father left the family. Hackman lived briefly in Storm Lake, Iowa, and spent his sophomore year at Storm Lake High School. He left his home at age 16, lied about his age to enlist in the United States Marine Corps, and served 4.5 years as a field radio operator. Hackman was stationed in China, first Quindago and later Shanghai. When communist revolutionaries conquered the mainland in 1949, he was reassigned to Hawaii and Japan. After his discharge in 1951, Hackman moved to New York City, where he worked at various jobs. In 1962, his mother died in a fire she had accidentally started while smoking. He began a study of journalism and television production at the University of Illinois under the GI Bill, left without graduating, and moved back to California. In 1956, Hackman began pursuing an acting career. He joined the Pasadena Playhouse in California, where he befriended another aspiring actor, Dustin Hoffman. Already seen as outsiders by their classmates, Hackman and Hoffman were voted the least likely to succeed, and Hackman got the lowest score the Pasadena Playhouse had yet given. Determined to prove them wrong, Hackman moved to New York City. A 2004 article in Vanity Fair described Hackman, Hoffman, and Robert Duvall as struggling California-born actors and close friends, sharing New York apartments and various two-person combinations in the 1960s. To support himself between acting jobs, Hackman was working at a Howard Johnson's restaurant when he encountered an instructor from the Pasadena Playhouse who said that his job proved that Hackman wouldn't amount to anything. A Marine officer who saw him as a doorman said, "Hackman, you're a sorry son of a bee." Rejection motivated Hackman, who said, "It was more psychological warfare, because I wasn't going to let these effers get me down." Hackman wound up getting various bit roles, for example, in the film Mad Dog Call, and on multiple television series, Tallahassee 7000, The United States Eel Hour, Route 66, and the list goes on. Hackman began performing in several off-Broadway plays, starting with The Saintliness of Marjorie Kemp in 1959, and including Come to the Palace of Sin in 1963. In 1963, he made his Broadway debut. Any Wednesday with actress Sandy Dennis was a huge Broadway success in 1964. This opened the door to film work. His first credited role was in Lilith with Gene Seberg and Warren Beatty in the leading roles. Hackman would continue on Broadway with plays like Poor Richard, which ran for over 200 performances. Then he went to television, The Trials of O'Brien, Hawk, The FBI, and it had a small part as Dr. John Whipple in the epic film Hawaii. He had small roles in features like First to Fight, A Covenant with Death, and Banning. Interestingly, Hackman was originally cast as Mr. Robinson in the 1967 Mike Nichols film The Graduate, but Nichols fired him 3 weeks into rehearsal for being too young for the role. Also in 1967, he appeared in an episode of the television series The Invaders entitled The Spores, and as Buck Barrow in 1967's Bonnie and Clyde, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. In 1969, he played a ski coach in Downhill Racer and an astronaut in Marooned. Also that year, he played a member of a barnstorming skydiving team that entertained mostly at county fairs, a film which also inspired many to pursue skydiving and has a cult-like status amongst skydivers as a result. Hackman nearly accepted the role of Mike Brady for the TV series The Brady Bunch, but his agent advised that he decline it in exchange for a more promising role, which he did. But this story is said to have been exaggerated. Hackman was nominated for a second Best Supporting Actor Academy Award for his role in I Never Sang for My Father. He starred in Doctor's Wives and The Hunting Party, then won Academy Awards for Best Actor for his performance as New York City Detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle in The French Connection, which made his graduation to stardom. After The French Connection, Hackman made a cameo in Young Frankenstein. He also starred in 10 films over the next 3 years, making him the most prolific actor in Hollywood during that time frame. He followed The French Connection with leading roles in Cisco Pike, Prime Cut, The Poseidon Adventure, Scarecrow, alongside Al Pacino, which was Hackman's favorite role of his career and won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival.
You changing the rules.
Any problem with that?
Well, I was planning to kill you anyway.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how far you want it bent.
As far as you can without breaking it.
In other words, don't risk an IRS audit.
I don't give a damn about an audit. They just better not win.
Focus on the fundamentals that we've gone over time and time again. And most important, don't get caught up thinking about winning or losing this game.
He was also in Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation, which was nominated for several Oscars and also won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes that same year. Hackman appeared in what would become one of his most famous comedic roles as Harold, the blind man in Young Frankenstein. Hackman also appeared in Zandy's Bride and Night Moves for director Arthur Penn. Hackman played one of Teddy Roosevelt's former Rough Riders in the Western horse race saga Bite the Bullet. He reprised his Oscar-winning role as Doyle in the sequel French Connection 2 and co-starred with Burt Reynolds and Liza Minnelli in Lucky Lady, which was a notorious flop. After making the Domino Principle for Stanley Kramer, Hackman was part of an all-star cast in the war film A Bridge Too Far, playing Polish General Stanislaus, and was an officer in the French Foreign Legion in March or Die. Hackman showed a talent for both comedy and the slow burn as criminal mastermind Lex Luthor in Superman the Movie, a role he would reprise in its 1980 and 1987 sequels. Hackman alternated between leading and supporting roles during the 1980s. He appeared opposite Barbra Streisand in All Night Long and supported Warren Beatty in Reds. He played the lead in Eureka and a supporting role in Under Fire. Hackman provided the voice of God in Two of a Kind and starred in Uncommon Valor, Misunderstood, Twice in a Lifetime, Target for Arthur Penn, and Power. Between 1985 and 1988, he starred in 9 films, making him the busiest actor alongside Steve Guttenberg. Hackman played a high school basketball coach in Hoosiers, which is a 2008 American Film Institute poll named the 4th greatest sports film of all time. After Superman 4, where Hackman also voiced Nuclear Man, portrayed by Mark Pillow, Hackman was in No Way Out, Split Decisions, Bat 2-1, Full Moon and Blue Water, and Another Woman from Woody Allen. Hackman starred in Mississippi Burning, for which he was nominated for a second Best Actor Oscar. After this, he appeared in The Package. Hackman starred in Loose Cannons with Dan Aykroyd. He had a supporting role in Postcards from the Edge. He appeared with Ann Archer in Narrow Margin, a remake of the 1952 film The Narrow Margin. After Class Action and Company Business, Hackman played the sadistic sheriff Little Bill Daggett in the Western Unforgiven, directed by Clint Eastwood. Hackman had pledged to avoid violent roles, but Eastwood convinced him to take the part, which earned him a second Oscar, this time for Best Supporting Actor. This film also won Best Picture. In 1993, he appeared in Geronimo, an American Legend, as Brigadier General George Crook. He co-starred with Tom Cruise as a corrupt lawyer in The Firm, a legal thriller based on John Grisham's novel of the same name. Hackman would appear in 2 other films based on John Grisham novels, playing convict Sam Cahill on Death Row in The Chamber and jury consultant Rankin Fitch in Runaway Jury. Other notable films Hackman appeared in during the 1990s included Wyatt Earp as Nicholas Porter Earp, Wyatt Earp's father, The Quick and the Dead, opposite Sharon Stone, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Russell Crowe, and as submarine captain Frank Ramsey alongside Denzel Washington in Crimson Tide. Hackman portrayed film producer Harry Zim with John Travolta in the comedy drama Get Shorty. In 1996, he took a comedic turn as a conservative senator, Kevin Keeley, in The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. He co-starred with Hugh Grant in Extreme Measures and reunited with Clint Eastwood in Absolute Power. Hackman did Twilight with Paul Newman for director Robert Benton. He did one of the voices for Ants and co-starred with Will Smith in Enemy of the State, his character reminiscent of the one he had portrayed in The Conversation. Hackman co-starred with Morgan Freeman in Under Suspicion, Keanu Reeves in The Replacements, Owen Wilson in Behind Enemy Lines, Sigourney Weaver in Heartbreakers, and appeared in the David Mamet crime thriller Heist as an aging professional thief of considerable skill who is forced into one final job. He made a cameo in The Mexican. Hackman gained much critical acclaim playing against type as the head of an eccentric family in Wes Anderson's comedy film The Royal Tenenbaums, for which he received the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. In 2003, he also starred in another Grisham legal drama, Runaway Jury, at long last getting to make a picture with his longtime friend, Dustin Hoffman. In 2004, Hackman appeared alongside Ray Romano in the comedy Welcome to Mooseport, which was his final film role. Hackman was honored with the Cecil B. DeMille Award from the Golden Globe Awards for his outstanding contribution to the entertainment field in 2003. On July 7, 2004, Hackman gave a rare interview to Larry King where he announced that he had no future film projects lined up and believed his acting career was over. In 2008, while promoting his third novel, he confirmed that he had retired from acting. He did narrate 3 episodes of the NFL Films documentary series America's Game, The Super Bowl Champions in 2007. Speaking on his retirement in 2009, Hackman said, "The straw that broke the camel's back was actually a stress test that I took in New York. The doctor advised me that my heart wasn't in the kind of shape that I should be putting it under any stress." He briefly came out of retirement to narrate 2 documentaries related to the United States Marine Corps, The Unknown Flag Raiser of Iwo Jima and We the Marines. Together with undersea archaeologist Daniel Lenihan, Hackman wrote 3 historical fiction novels, Wake of the Perdido Star, a sea adventure of the 19th century, Justice for None, a Depression-era tale of murder based on a real-life crime in his boyhood town of Danville, and Escape from Andersonville, about a prison escape during the American Civil War. His first solo effort, a story of love and revenge set in the Old West titled Payback at Morning Peak, was released in 2011. His final novel, Pursuit, a police thriller, followed in 2013. In 1956, Hackman married Faye Maltese, with whom he had 1 son and 2 daughters, Christopher Allen, Elizabeth Jean, and Leslie Ann Hackman, who was often out on location making films while the children were growing up. The couple divorced in 1986 after 3 decades of marriage. In 1991, Hackman married classical pianist Betsy Arakawa. They shared a Santa Fe, New Mexico home, which Architectural Digest featured in 1990. Hackman, his wife, Betsy Arakawa, and one of their 3 dogs were found passed away at their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico on February 26, 2025. Their bodies were found by maintenance workers who investigated after they found the front door of the property open. Hackman was found in the mudroom, and Arakawa was found in the bathroom, and both of their bodies showed signs of decay. Authorities noted that the couple's 2 other dogs were found alive inside the house, with prescription pills scattered throughout the bathroom and a pill bottle near Arakawa's body. On February 27th, Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department said there were no significant signs of foul play, but did not initially provide time or cause of death. Later the same day, the sheriff told news media that the couple appeared to have died at least a day before their bodies were discovered. The lack of gas or carbon monoxide found by the fire department led investigators to question their initial suggestion of a gas or carbon monoxide leak as the cause of death. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Department is investigating possible suspicious causes.
You know, the search warrant was executed just before 10 o'clock p.m. last night, And so they've been working diligently through the night and starting again in the morning to completely process the scene. So from what I understand, there was a gentleman that was doing some pest control work that had gone to the Hackman residence, um, and he noticed that they weren't home, which was odd, I guess, as far as he was concerned. He made contact with a security officer that was there, either patrolling or in the subdivision, and then it was a security officer that went to the house and had discovered um, the individuals in the home.
And that was our show for today. What did you think? What was your favorite Gene Hackman role? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And while you're at it, I'd be honored if you subscribed to my channel, click the bell to stay informed, and check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Kevin Gibbons saying, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.